Aneesha. Thank you so much for taking our time and interviewing with us. For the viewers, may we request you to please share your journey, your story in your own words?
Absolutely. Thank you, Dikshita, for having me today, and I'm excited to share my experience with everybody. I started the journey when I decided to pursue MBA, and this stemmed from my transition at work from an engineer to the business role of proposal specialist, and that sort of helped me decide that I want to learn more about business. And I distinctly remember the first call that I had with Mayank. My brother was also a student of his, and he sort of recommended that you should not look anywhere else but speak with Mayank. And he did an excellent job of not just helping me understand what to expect, but also telling me about what my role entailed in this journey. So that was a great starting point. I mean, of course, supported me with all the necessary material, and he connected me with Achal, the application mentor, and then I had Devyani as my student officer.
Mm-hmm.
And and this journey had two aspects. First was learning about who I am, and that changed my perception of who I am and what value proposition I bring to the MBA school, to application. And I think experts gave me this whole big questionnaire to fill out, which initially I was overwhelmed to see, but
Mm-hmm.
when I look back, it has been a foundation of understanding why I would be such a fit in MBA. And that's something that helped me in my interviews, even during MBA. So this sort of understanding who I am and analyzing my strengths, my weaknesses, what my story is,
Right.
sort of fed motivation to the second part of the journey, which is prepping for a target score, as you know. Um, and that involved consistent hard work, constantly speaking with student officers, and my student officer particularly helped me overcome a lot of anxiety during the process. And
Right.
she would always help me see the bigger picture. So that was amazing. And when I finally had my application piece ready of who I am, and I had my target score, experts did an excellent job of bringing, shortlisting schools, which initially I was surprised to see the list, but during my interview process with these schools, I realized resonated with who I am both inside and outside classroom, which was fantastic. So that was again another piece that helped me get through the school interviews. And with all these little milestones, I was able to get an admit in Boston University. And looking back, I am very grateful to Experts Global and the team to sort of help me accomplish all these little milestones along the way.
This is amazing. Your story's actually been very inspiring, and we're really thankful to you for sharing it here with us. So, in your opinion, what were a few actions you took that made all the difference?
Yeah, so I took my GMAT twice, which was not fun. But some things that really helped me was my student officer encouraged me to really translate my errors into words.
Okay.
So when I was practicing, I realized the first thing that was needed was consistency.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a lot of students who are or a lot of MBA aspirants want to pursue MBA after their full-time job or while they're raising a family. So the first thing was to really consistently stick to the schedule that I was given, no matter what, even if it meant studying at 1 a.m. at night.
Uh-huh.
It was important. And the second thing that my student officer would often encourage me to do is put my errors or my mistakes into words. For example, if I made a mistake in RC,
Mm-hmm.
why did that happen? Was it lack of concentration? Was it not understanding the concept? Was it lack of practice? It might seem at that moment like a silly mistake, but not brushing it off as a silly mistake and really getting to the roots of these errors during practice really helped me understand and improve my preparation. So looking back, consistency and really translating your errors into words, like really drill down, really helped me in my preparation.
Oh, that's really nice. Amazing
Mhm.
how you actually identified your mistakes and then you overcame all of them.
Yeah.
Going back to your GMAT preparation phase, what were the main resources that you used, and what advice will you give to the future candidates regarding that?
Yeah, I think for future candidates who would opt for experts, I would say congratulations. That's the first step. Looking at the material, I think the reading material that I was provided was excellent. It was holistic. It covered official guide. It covered other practice material. So that sort of helped me throughout my preparation. Another unique thing that I liked was expert shots, which would give me a quick recap of all these different concepts right before exam. So I didn't actually have to go through different resources and
Right.
study from different books. I just had to go through this, I think, 1 or 2 minute video that would quickly recap all that I know, and that was particularly helpful right before my exam.
Okay, that's nice. So, what are your thoughts about mock tests? According to you, at what frequency and how many mock tests should an aspirant be taking?
Yeah, I think mock test is very important when you start out. It gives you an experience about what the exam is and sets you up for the kind of preparation or gears you up for the kind of preparation that you have to put into. So it's really helpful in establishing a baseline of where you stand. And then in the initial phase of preparation, I think one should avoid too many mock tests. But once you start seeing a lot of accuracy during your short drills, I think that's when you should start taking weekly mock tests towards the end of the preparation, because starting too soon would demotivate you and it's not fruitful. But towards the end, once you get the technique of the exam, it really helps you feel comfortable in that sort of pressure. So
Right.
that would be my advice.
Okay. So, what would you like to say about your experience and learnings from managing the application timeline?
Sure. It taught me two things. First was understanding the dependencies, and second was really prioritizing and multitasking. So in understanding the dependencies, again, I had excellent mentor who was ready with my essays and who was very helpful in telling me, okay, in next 2 weeks, these are your deadlines, and here's why you need to reach out to your whoever is recommending, get these documents ready, and this is the process. So um, Ajal, she did a really great job of telling me all those things, so it was helpful. So um, really start early, let your recommenders know, I need so and so document and so time. Don't keep it for the last minute. And the second thing was breaking down your application into buckets and prioritizing as you go. So multitasking and prioritizing really helped to go a long way. Yeah. And I think, and it was also exciting in a way. So always keep that in perspective, even if it's tiring, the pre-MBA and the application, the whole phase is very tiring, but just it's good to keep things in perspective and think, okay, this is gonna pay off. So
Absolutely. So, would you like to share your interview experience with the B School?
oh, absolutely. So as I mentioned, I relied heavily on the questionnaire that I was given. It
Okay.
seemed almost, because I'm an engineer, it seemed almost overwhelming to work through so many questions. But that really helped me motivate, um, give me a positive confidence that this is what I bring to the world or to the school.
Right.
Here's why I will be good at it. And once I had that questionnaire, that was my holy grail for all my interviews. That helped me work on the pitch, that helped me build all my stories, that helped me reflect on things that I hadn't reflected on for years, like some little achievements or milestones. And so I think preparation was big. And so once I had those stories, it was really easy to have a conversation with the school. And as I mentioned, I was surprised to see the how much I was able to resonate with school's value based on what the shortlisted schools were from experts. So that was surprising to me. So yeah, it was like a puzzle. It was like connecting you to the right school, and then the rest part was pretty easy.
Okay, that's amazing. So, can you
Yeah.
tell us more about your MBA experience?
Oh yeah. My MBA experience, much like a lot of students, was initially overwhelming. You go into the school thinking this is the career path that I want to pursue and that's it. But what I have learned is two things. First, always be accepting of the opportunities you get along the way. I, for example, never thought I would work with entrepreneurs. I never thought I would work in the health tech area, but it was a surprise and get ready to be uncomfortable and embrace those risks. So, so I've so through this experience, I've been more accepting about the opportunity. I came to school thinking I would go get into product management, but through different experiences, I'm now ready to pursue a career in corporate strategy, which I absolutely love,
That's
which probably is a better fit than what I had than product management for me. So be accepting. And second thing that I learned was do not take rejections too personally. I know even when I was appearing for GMAT, I would wonder, am I not intelligent enough? Why is my score not moving? And that sort of thinking only puts pressure on you and it puts you down. It creates fatigue. So don't take that personally. Instead, try to think about how do I crack a certain exam. There's obviously some technique that I'm not grasping. It's nothing to do with my intelligence. And the same thing that I applied in my job search, not taking rejections personally because there's so many things that is going on behind the scenes that you're not aware of. So don't take that personally and just keep applying, take risk, take big risk, do things that you haven't and make the most of this experience because you're only student like once, I think, after you graduate from undergrad.
that's true.
Yeah.
And it's inspiring how you came out of your comfort zone and take up the challenges in a very positive spirit. So that's really nice.
Yeah. Thank you. It obviously came from great mentors in my life, like my brother or my peers in the MBA school. It goes beyond the classroom.
Absolutely. So please tell us more about your experience of job search during the MBA.
Yeah, absolutely. I spoke to a lot of current students after my application.
All right.
So that did two things that helped me connect with some really wonderful people who gave their time and who offered to mentor me even before my school started. And the
Okay.
second thing, yeah, and the second thing that did was help me understand what networking is all about. I know um, introverts like me
Mhm.
find it almost uncomfortable to go out there and sell yourself and give a pitch or connect with connect with people professionally. So that was something that I had never done before. And I was, as I mentioned, I was like, I want product management and that is the career. I am not looking anywhere else. But I got an opportunity through BU to work with an entrepreneur and in my first year. And that helped me realize how much I enjoyed the go-to-market strategy bit. And at that moment, I did not know it would all come together, but
Mhm.
so I worked on go-to-market strategy with her. I realized what are the obstacles. I sort of got a holistic view through that experience. And I landed a job in business development in cybersecurity for my internship. Yeah, so that was a completely new industry for me. That was again go-to-market strategy, but in more sales or market domain. And I thought, oh, that's okay. I won't focus on product management. I will focus on product marketing because it sounds like I am enjoying sales and marketing. And And while I was doing that, I had a lot of conversations, both during my internship and after my internship, to figure out what are the roles. So, so two challenges were obviously the a lot of rejections from application, going through interviews, and the second part was really defining the role that you want for yourself. And I would recommend this to everybody out there to read What Color is Your Parachute? I think it's an amazing book. And it personally helped me figure out, again, really weave my story, what my value proposition is. And the more I went through a lot of genuine informational calls, I realized I actually want to be in tech strategy. I want to have a higher view of business. I want to understand end-to-end view rather than just product. And that's how I started pursuing corporate strategy.
Oh.
And yeah, and
Uh-huh.
I think the greatest takeaway from the whole experience was be accepting, be open to different roles. Don't pigeonhole yourself into thinking, I know this, I want this.
Right.
Be open, talk to people who are different than you. Don't network with the same people all the time. And you never know, you will be surprised by how many opportunities excite you, and you'll be surprised the kind of employers that would value you way beyond that you think. So
Yeah,
that was my greatest takeaway.
this is very interesting. So, can you tell us more about your post MBA journey? Like, how did the entire pre application experience as well as your MBA experience contribute to your growth post MBA?
Sure. So my pre-MBA phase was not knowing anything about business, but deciding that I'll be probably better off interacting with people. And um, I did not have like a list of why I should pursue MBA. I just knew that I enjoyed talking to a lot of people, and I was in pre-sales. So that sort of motivated me. Now, the pre-MBA bit taught me to get comfortable with pressure, with time management, to feel, to put in consistent work even when the needle is not moving. I'm pretty sure a lot of students feel that way when they see after consistent 3 months, my score is still 640 or 680, to still consistently put work and not give up.
Yes.
So that was the two learnings before MBA. During my MBA, I put in the same consistent effort and the same time management to keep apply for different jobs. And then it taught me after many rejections that don't take rejections personally and be open to opportunities. Talk to people who are different. If you're not somebody who knows a lot of finance, that's probably more the reason to go to an event at school that is about finance, fintech or any other finance role. Learn what is out there before you decide that this is me.
Right.
And that sort of consistent and consistent prioritization, consistently putting in the hard work, not giving up, not feeling, not keeping the fatigue aside, doing things that you enjoy doing to compensate for the fatigue that comes with pre and during MBA experience, helped me realize that your career is like a lifetime marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not about getting 7, 10. It's not about going only to top 10 schools. It's about um, thinking ahead. Think about what you want. If it helps, like draw a sketch, a self-portrait about yourself, what you want in 10 years, and see what field really helps you get there. Maybe there's a field that's easier to go and you're not looking at it because, well, it's not trending at that time. That role is not trending at that time. So don't be demotivated if you're not scoring well. Don't be demotivated if you didn't get the school that you wanted to. Your career is just starting and it will evolve. The more work you put into it, the more it will evolve. So keep that in perspective. Your career is about 50 years, 40 years. It's not about one
Absolutely.
exam or one school. So really, it helped me think more holistically, I think.
Okay, wow, this is really nice. So, according to you, what are a few common mistakes that you would suggest all the GMAT aspirants and the MBA applicants to avoid?
Sure. I think one of the biggest mistakes that I personally made was to think that GMAT is like any other exam, where you study the concept and you apply the concept and you get high score. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
And it's frustrating, and the frustration kicks in when you create a timeline for yourself. Like, I have to crack this in 2 months, in next 3 months I'll apply, and in 6 months I'll get through a school. So when you sort of set all those timelines, it only creates a lot of pressure, and it does not give you enough time to reflect on what you're doing. If you think about if you think about the exam as okay, I have to take like three mock exams in the next 3 weeks or 2 weeks, that won't give you the flexibility to think about, oh, what did I do today? What mistakes did I do today? Was it again lack of understanding the concept? Was it because I was already fatigued, or because this is not something that I'm able to understand just based on learning, and maybe I should flag this to my student officer. Um, so that sort of reflection comes only when you give yourself the space to do it. So my biggest takeaway was, don't put a timeline. Focus on what you have in front of you. Focus on getting 9 out of 10 in your everyday drills. Focus on getting 10 out of 10 in your everyday drills. And once you have that block, then work towards, oh, now I want 640, 680, 700, and so on. So really focus on your day to day, and don't worry about when you get there. It could be in 2 months, it could be in 6 months, it could be in 2 years, and that's okay. Don't put the pressure of time on yourself.
Wow, this is so inspiring. So, what would be your final message to all the viewers watching this video?
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
one thing that I have often seen my close friends and family say or do is following whatever the trending role is
Yeah,
and feeling not satisfied. I have seen people work really hard for consulting and then not feeling fulfilled by the job. So I think, don't think about your career as a to-do list where you
mhm,
have to get a degree or you have to do something because everybody else around you is doing it. I think really reflect on things that make you happy. Does talking to a lot of people make you happy? Does working alone make you happy versus working in a team? What sort of technology excites you? What, maybe you don't like technology, maybe you like numbers. So what is it that excites you at work? What is it that you want to do? What is your story? So really focus on knowing yourself, because the more you know yourself, your networking call, your job interviews would be easy.
right.
It the conviction that you have for something really shows, and the conversations you would have with people would be like 10 on 10 just because you have put in the work. If anybody asks you anything about the things you love, you're ready to talk about it. So I
Okay.
think really know why you want to do an MBA, or what careers you want to do, and not because, oh, it's high paying, or, oh, it's because there is growth in the market for this. Forget the external factors, because those keeps changing. So focus on you. What brings happiness to you, and do that. And just because you're preparing for MBA or you're in MBA school, don't forget to do things that you love. I think you should always have some time in your schedule to do things that you love. That would keep you going.
Absolutely. Knowing your experiences and your learnings has been really nice. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
I'm happy to help anybody, and I'm happy to share my contact details if anybody would like to speak one-on-one. And I really appreciate Dikshita for giving me an opportunity to reflect on my journey.
Yeah.
It has been a positive experience, to say the least, while I was narrating my own story today. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for giving us your time.